The Joe Rogan Experience.
You're 3. Oh, you mean how he's into cars this week? Next week he's being trolls? You want to chop his dick off?
Well, they were like, this article was like really super positive about it. And
oh, my
how
stop.
Bringing the kid to therapy and shit and aiding his transition. Like, he's fucking 3. And this, I just read this like 2 days ago. I was like, this is so nuts. There's so much of this going on right now.
Yeah, and I want to be a transformer when I was 3. You don't see my dad putting fucking mechanical arms on me. Imagine if I was 3 and he put elbows. Arms on me and I'm 19. Like, what the fuck, Dad? Why am I a robot now? Well, when you're 3, you told us you want to be a robot. It's the same shit.
It is the same shit.
It's insane.
It's so weird. It's so weird that people are just openly jumping into this. And it's these weirdo, super, ideological progressive people that just, they're locked into this idea that it's amazing to have a trans kid. And, the kid shows any sign whatsoever of being inclining to be female or inclining to be male, that they're pushing it. I'm like, God.
I feel like it's exceptionally bad out here.
Well, it's also very dangerous because they start wanting to fuck with the kid's hormones. Like, you got to let the child develop. There's no real science into what the fuck happens when you put hormone blockers into a 3-year-old and try to transition him into a girl.
But also the real doctors who know what the hell they're doing, they're not going to inject that kid with hormones. They're going to say, listen, if you want to do this, when you're 18, 19, even then's a little too early.
Even then's too
early. When you're 21, which is, again, it's too early. And I've seen this on some of the bullshit reality TV shows I watch, but these legit doctors go, then I'm willing to help you out. But before then,
get out of here.
No, get out. Let's see where you're at when you're 16.
But there's a market for it, which is a cruel thing to say and a weird way to describe it. But
here's the problem, Joan. We're talking about, on the spectrum. For some of those kids, they do feel like they're trapped in a woman's body, and I feel for them. That must suck to go through high school and all that. But isn't that the exception? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, is that kid the exception that feels like also, that? And they should have access to it?
How could you do that with a 3-year-old?
I know.
I mean, how do you know? I mean, you just don't. And anybody says that you do, you're crazy. People change. You change when hormones get entered into your body, and maybe you won't be the most masculine man in the world, and maybe you will turn into a woman someday. Maybe. But give yourself a goddamn chance to just exist.
Did you see the high school wrestler?
Yes, the girl
just beating a break, and then she wins and gets boozed like a motherfucker.
She does. I know, it's not fair. She should be allowed to wrestle boys, or he should be allowed to wrestle boys. But whatever, man. It's crazy. You're taking a high school girl and you're filling her up with testosterone, with injections. What? Like,
it's nuts.
And then you're allowing her to wrestle girls that aren't on testosterone. It's fucking cheating. Okay, if she was just a girl and she wasn't like trying to transition into a man, and they found out that she was winning the state championship as a woman, or as a girl rather, by taking steroids, they would take it away from her. Oh, they would say she's cheating.
There'd be an uproar.
But then what do you do?
Not let her wrestle?
Yes, not let her wrestle.
Don't let her wrestle at all. What happens if they go, we can't wrestle with the boys, and then just can't wrestle at all? Well,
either wrestle the boys or don't wrestle.
I would say
that's what he wants.
He wants to wrestle the boys.
She,
pronouns, son.
They.
It's he.
Their.
Z's.
Zer.
Zers. Yeah, I think hey, if you're gonna choose to go that path of this transition into a female, then you give up your right to wrestle, because we don't have a division for that yet, and we don't have enough wrestlers.
Yeah, she's transitioning to he, and it's not fair. If it was the other way, it would be more fair. Because, like, if you're a man and you're transitioning to be a woman and they make you wrestle men, well, you're going to be at a disadvantage because you're taking hormone blockers, or you're getting castrated, you're losing your testicles, whatever it is, you are at a disadvantage.
You're going to get that ass beat.
Yeah, he's at a disadvantage now transitioning to, he's at a massive advantage right now transitioning to a man. He's on steroids. The kid's on steroids.
Testosterone.
100%.
And probably a lot of them.
Probably a lot of it, because they're trying to turn him into a man.
Correct.
It's all nuts, man.
I know.
Like, where was this 30 years ago? Was it just like a silent epidemic?
Was everyone just undercover and like, God, I feel like a woman, There was
a few of those. There was like that one guy, Renee Richards, that the tennis player that wound up transitioning. He was a terrible male tennis player, transitioned to a female tennis player and started dominating.
Oh, that's Juana Man. That's the plot of Juana Man Tennis Edition. Remember that movie?
No, what was Juana Man?
Juana Man was a guy who he got suspended from like the Lakers, the fake Lakers in the movie. So he's like, God, I want to play basketball. So like, you could make the women's team and just wore a wig and put titties on and start dunking on bitches.
Well, that does happen today. There was a guy who was ready for this, 50 years old. He was 6'4" or 5", played women's college basketball because he played as a man, but now he's not a man anymore. Now this fool is a fucking woman.
This fool.
He's a fool. If
And
you're a
went
fool
back?
and you're 50 years old and you're pretending to be a college girl,
Hell
and you're
no.
like, I'm in a fantasy world.
Oh,
this is
hell
my
no.
fantasy. And she's a giant and she's swatting basketballs out of people's hands.
There's Joanna, man.
Yeah. See if you can find the guy who was 50, type in 50-year-old transsexual man, transsexual plays women's college basketball.
In America.
Right, yeah, in America. But here's the thing. Imagine if your kid is on a team with that person and that person takes your kid's scholarship, takes your kid's
know.
role. Look at that, right there. 50-year-old.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, seriously. Jacked,
and got a
50-year-old
nose
man
on him.
and became a college basketball player at fucking my age.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
52, excuse me.
Gabriel Ludwig.
52. Okay. 2 years older than me, goes to college.
Can she ball?
I think she played as a man. Look at the size difference. Now imagine your kid is competing against her. And
can't get a shot off.
can't get a shot off.
Shaquille O'Neal and your
it's
daughter.
just bullshit. It's like if Shaquille O'Neal was playing on that other team, if Shaquille O'Neal transitioned to be a woman and decided to go back to college, this college would let her play as a woman.
That's insane.
Shaquille O'Neal as a woman.
What college is that?
Douchebag University. I don't know. I
What
don't want
the
to. I don't want to give him any press.
Press.
It just makes me sick.
I mean, that's a giant
It's
man.
nonsense
with tits.
It's straight nonsense. It's straight nonsense. This is where
She a good ball player,
This is where progressiveness goes down the rabbit hole. What is it? Mission College?
That's probably a JUCO, huh?
I don't know what it is, but it could suck it. It can suck a
Not mad at the
non-existent
jerseys.
dick.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting thing. She played college basketball 30 years ago as a man.
what I said.
How does she still have eligibility?
Because she's a woman now. That's what I said.
She can go back as a woman.
They let her transition, and when you're transitioning, you go back. Now you're a woman. You don't have a history of playing as a woman, so now you're allowed to play again.
5 more years of college
Yep.
eligibility?
Yep.
Dude, I feel like a lot more guys are going to do this.
There's a few that would do it.
Oh, 100%.
You know, Dana White was joking around about that. Like, I know a few guys, if they could be a world champion, they'd cut their dick off. There's a few guys.
there's some guys who,
Look.
by all means necessary.